It's the following day now. After I put this primer on there, putting the pits. As you can see, there's some pretty good pits. Really deep ones. Primer surfacer is not the solution for that. Some guys would say you use polyester, spray, filler. Some things are not meant to be, and that's one of them. I'm going to mix some finishing glaze, skim coat all these rust pits. The reason I'm only going to skim coat it, now this stuff here, this Endura, I'll put a picture of the TDS in the video. It says 3-day window at 20 degrees Celsius, so you don't have to scuff it. But man, I had this thing outside, and it was so friggin' hot that I didn't want to touch it with my hand. So I don't trust that the three-day window still applies to this. That's why I scuffed it with 120 grit. Now there's some spots that obviously aren't scuffed very well, but I don't want to dig this stuff out, right? I'm going to do a little more here. This is my hand. Some of that is friggin' little boogers from the trees, but anyways, I'm going to make some putty and I'm going to put it on there. So here we go. All right, well, let's get this putty happening here. It doesn't seem to want to come out of the can. I don't know if you guys can see it. I can't tell. I hope so. There was some other video footage that I had to discard because I was out of frame with what I was doing, so that sucks. But I mean, that's life in a fast lane, right? It happens. So that should be enough for now, because I don't want to put it on like 3 inches thick. Okay, make sure you mix your putty well. I've had this blade for, oh my god, I've probably been using this putty knife for 25 years. Look at me use the hood for a workbench. I've got to strip the hood. That sucks. But my experience as a body tech tells me that there's something going on with the paint on there. I'm going to try not to strip the rest of the car again, but if there's a spot that I'm really concerned about, like there was some spots on the trunk lid that I wasn't too sure about, but they feathered okay. But these little blisters on the hood, I've been watching one spot for a few years now. And then they're starting to break out in other places, and I just can't trust it, which sucks. I think there's some kind of breakdown between the sealer and the paint. I mean, it sat out in the sun for probably 10, 15 years, and I never drove it. So, I mean, out of that 25 years, it's probably spent 12 to 14 in the shop, but I didn't have it covered up for a long time. And I wished I had, because it kind of ratcheted my dash and friggin' ruined the stickers on my instrument cluster and stuff. But what are you gonna do? Hindsight's 20/20 vision, they say. You can always see into the past way clearer than you can into the future, and that's why they call it hindsight is 20/20 vision. So we learned something. A little too late, but we learned it. Anyways, I don't want a massive amount here, but I do want to fix that little spot. And we're going to take care of some of these other ones that I know are pits. I'm not going to go crazy with them. I just need to fill them in a bit. And I know they're there. That's a grinder mark from before. I just can't fill that with primer surfacer. It's too deep. There's some pits here. I know some of this went over unsanded. They said that the window is 3 days, so, well, I'm hoping that I haven't exceeded it by having it in the sun, but we're going to find out. If she blisters later, I'm going to kick my ass, but that's why I did a little sanding, just to be kind of sure of some of it anyways. And this stuff is going to start kicking over on me, so I'm going to go to the other side and try and get rid of the rest of it on little spots. There's a little spot there. Yep. Starting to get thick. I can feel it when I'm spreading it. And I want to not waste it. This is like $65 for that little can, right? Said that in a different video. You know, there she's starting to get hard. That's okay though. We want it to get hard. We just don't want it to get hard while we're spreading it. Yeah. It's just the way she goes. Right? That's why I didn't put a whole bunch in there, hardener in there. I think that's just about going to cut that one. That's done. Keep your bundle board clean. I've sanded this so many times. Craters. Another one. The craters. There's lots of them. Man, you fill one and you find 5 other ones. They're hard to see. That's why I blasted the whole roof. I got tired of trying to find them. There's so many of them. It just wasn't worth it. It was better to just take them all out and be done with it. So that's what I did. I took them all out. I don't want to burn through a whole bunch. Might have to make some other epoxy up. I'm not going to use this stuff. It's a 3-hour, or it's a long wait for primer. And I want to get this done today. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get her done today. Looking for the elusive pinholes. Oh, I was going to put a little there. I'm not impressed with how that turned out. So we'll address that right now. I was trying to save this so that I have a record of the color. Well, in the last video, I put Ultra Grip on this. I almost got heat stroke out here in the sun. I couldn't touch the roof with my hand without fear of burning it, so I left it overnight. Now I've put putty on it, and you're supposed to have a 3-day window, but I think I cut that down to like 1 day, so I scuff sanded it a little bit first anyways, to be sure. And I put up my camping tarp, and as a bonus, it smells like camping. I had to be a little creative. I ran rope all the way over to the trees, and I tied this extension ladder to hold it up, as well as tied a wheel chain to it to hold it down, and I've got it tied to my tractor and tied to my vise, and it should do the job. So it's a little darker for the videos, but that's the way she goes, guys. I have to be able to survive while I'm doing this, and this is the best way I know how. So here we go. Some of this just doesn't quite, it's not quite feeling right. Like it feels right, but it doesn't feel right, you know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean or not. I know that this piece of 120 here is going to get used just a little bit more. It's always good to pick your sandpaper off the floor and use it. On your case out here, at least it didn't land where my tractor was dripping. That's not too bad. That's gonna be okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like them bumpies there. That brushwork just didn't really, like it cut it, but it didn't cut it. It's really hard stuff too. It's hard to freaking smooth out. I don't like that look. The texture there. And that's something now that if I prime it, it's going to shrink back into that and it's going to look like I primed over rock chips. And then it'll look like dog shit. And I don't want that. Like I get it's the drip rail, right? But some of it you see, you'll see this little bit here. That didn't sound very nice. It will do what I wanted it to do though. This stuff will stop the rust. It builds so thick, eh? I don't think I'm going to prime down here. I think I'm just going to prime to here. I don't want to get this primed today. It looks like an edge. I don't want to have an edge there. I want to have an edge here. I don't think I'm going to prime the whole pillar. I'm going to just prime a little bit of it. So I got a bunch to do down here anyways. So, ooh baby, she's going to tear that tarp right off of there. You just watch. I'm going to have to take it down before it gets destroyed. Oh, look at that. Oh. Calm yourself there, Mabel. Jeez. No freaking, oh yeah. Holy shit. She's gonna come down soon here. I gotta take this car inside. Okay guys, we're moving. Did I get it in gear? Oh, it's in neutral. front of the gas, guys. I think I just funded gas. And I should probably put the charger on it. Alright guys. I know you probably can't hear me very well. Let's do this. It's time. It's time to prime. It's time for this to get happening. Let's do it. I just want you warm. Should be okay. Here we go. Go for it, or go for it, or go for it. I got her done, and let's see what it looks like. So it's going to get a good long time to dry, and then we're going to do some block sanding, and then we might reprime it just for the final scuff by hand. We'll probably do a 400 grit by hand final scuff. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.